congratulate the class of 2005. The graduation committee, the senior class, and I began planning this day back in September. Every other Wednesday, we would gather to discuss senior week, the school year, and graduation. We decided that the senior class would plan the graduation and I would be the guide on the side. When the class approached me about an outdoor graduation, I was a little reluctant, but we went for it. Given the nice weather and it's not raining, I'm glad we chose outside. When we talked about a keynote speaker, the class asked me to speak. For that, I am honored to be here. The class of 2005 is a terrific group of kids that I have enjoyed working with for the past 4 years. This senior class has demonstrated leadership time and time again. Because they work so well together, they are terrific role models for our underclassmen. Their unity surfaced when they were faced with the question of whether or not to recognize individual accomplishments at graduation. The class officers unanimously decided that they wanted everyone to be equal during graduation. They wanted to put aside personal accomplishments and just be recognized as a class standing together for one last time. This is just one of the many reasons why this class has earned the admiration of the faculty and staff at Douglas High School. Well, you finally made it here. We're outside. You got the graduation that you wanted, and I think they deserve a nice, loud round of applause. Got a lot more to go, and if it keeps going this well, we'll be here a while. Next, I would like to thank the parents, guardians, and family members in the audience. Your sons and daughters have worked hard to be successful at Douglas High School. I've enjoyed working with you and offer you my congratulations. Those of us here at school see our students only 6.5 hours a day, 5 days a week, for a weekly total of 32.5 hours. Average teenagers spend only about 20% of their waking hours in school. A student's home life lays the groundwork that defines a student's character. You have raised a talented group of young men and women. These students could not have accomplished the many things that they have without your support. As many of you know, I have 2 small children at home, and I only hope that my sons turn out as solid as these students sitting on the stage. With the graduating class, please join me in a round of applause for your parents, guardians, and family members in the audience. I think they outdid you. I'd also like to thank Mrs. Gaskell for volunteering to help with graduation. She has conducted all rehearsals during the past 2 weeks. Mrs. Batchelder, Mrs. McDonald, Mrs. Costa, Mrs. Sokol, Mrs. Klazowski, Mrs. Brosnahan, and Mrs. Lucci have also assisted in many ways. Mr. Mio Martino, Mr. LaChapelle, and Mr. Watkins have provided invaluable help as well. Please join me in thanking these individuals at this time. One reason we are all so proud of this class is because these students have impeccable character. In fact, every time they have traveled together as a class, I have received many emails, phone calls, and letters complimenting them on their excellent manners and behavior. When people contact me, they often make favorable comparisons between Douglas High School students and students from other schools. For example, one lady who wishes to remain anonymous wrote, "I am thoroughly impressed with the senior class from Douglas High School. I deal with students on a daily basis, and I wanted to take the time to tell you that your kids are top-notch. In this day and age, it is reassuring to know that the students of Douglas will be the leaders of tomorrow. I receive compliments like this daily, and I am so proud to be associated with Douglas High School. While writing this speech, I couldn't help but to think back to my own high school years. I was an average student who was more interested in sports and many other things besides academics. Many of my lessons were learned outside the classroom. School did not come easy for me, and I had to work hard for the grades that I got. I did not remember all the facts and figures, but I learned the value of teamwork and perseverance. However, I always loved science and paid the utmost attention to what my science teachers would tell me. Every day I looked forward to a new and exciting lesson. I remember Mr. Davis in particular. He was a great teacher. In fact, I believe he was named Teacher of the Year. Anyway, he used to come to the class with an enthusiastic grin and start out by saying, "Any day now, the United States is going to totally convert to the metric system, so you better pay attention." That's good, because I had a laugh right there. He would then continue with a review of the metric system. I think he is still waiting for the day when the United States converts to the metric system. My point is this: you have finished your high school, but your education hasn't stopped. This is a milestone, and you should enjoy it, but always continue to work hard. We live in an incredibly fast-paced society, and information is changing almost daily. To be successful in the future, you must stay current. What was taught in the classroom today may become outdated or even proved wrong in the future. Become a lifelong learner and question the world around you. Many of the most famous discoveries happened because people questioned the norm. Anytime you have a new idea or a differing opinion, you will often have to deal with naysayers. It is very important that you develop your own opinions, stay true to your convictions, and don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something. Today, our society faces many difficult issues, such as cloning, stem cell research, terrorism, nuclear weapons, poverty, and disease. Only time will tell what society will face in the future, but the key is to stay current, make informed decisions, and become a lifelong learner. I'm happy to say that I learn something new every day. Many of the new lessons that I am learning come from being a relatively new father. Children have a unique way of looking at things, and right now, they are the focus of my life. Chris is just over 2, and Matt is just under 1. We recently signed up for swimming lessons at the YMCA. Every week, we go, and the boys get more and more comfortable with the water. Some of the older boys jump right in. Chris, on the other hand, will not jump. Every week, I stand in the pool with my arms open, waiting for him to jump, thinking, this could be the day. He's unsure about his surroundings. Jumping is something new for him and takes him out of his comfort zone. Next year, many of you will be out of your comfort zone. Some of you will go on to college, some will enter the workforce, and some will stay in this area while others move away. Just as my son is uncomfortable with jumping, many of you will face tough times. Life is not always easy. My advice is to take advantage of these new opportunities and don't be afraid to jump. Sure, you will make mistakes, but like my son, you will never know what's out there if you don't take a chance once in a while. For those of you wondering about my son Chris, he jumped in the pool for the first time last week, and I was one proud daddy. Your teachers have done the best they can to prepare you for the future. Be thankful and be confident in your ability. I have the utmost confidence in all of you. As I said earlier, I'm fortunate to have spent the last 4 years with this class. For the first 3, I was the assistant principal and had countless conversations with many of you. I will miss those times, and now I am lecturing you for one last time. I hope that you have learned from me because I have learned from you. This was my first year as acting principal. You have left me with so many fond memories. Who will replace our Tiger TV news anchorman? Being the first year of Tiger TV, this class has a place in Douglas High School history. This senior class has dominated Winter Carnival for the past 2 years with the same intensity and tradition of the New England Patriots. We will miss that enthusiasm next year. 13 National Honor Society students, several Dual Valley All-Star athletes, and 1 band director are all graduating. We will have to search Intel commercials to replace 2 members of the Blue Man Group. The Hortons will be down a drummer. Josh and Pat will no longer be here to imitate Mrs. Batchelder and me. Finally, my Wednesdays will no longer be the same without our weekly class officer meetings to discuss the first outside graduation at our new high school. In conclusion, I will miss you, and I wish you all the best of luck in the future. You have so much to give as you go out into the world. As I pause at the top of the stairs outside the library, I will look at your senior class mural and remember the wonderful times that we shared. Thank you and good luck.
These Are Our Days by Lindsay Bolter. Our high school years are times of the past, and we will soon go our own separate ways. Don't worry about what the future will bring, just remember that these are our days. These are the moments and these are the times that we've all been given. Now is the time to take what we've learned and reevaluate the lives that we're living. Deep down inside, we're all well aware of all our hopes and our dreams. Don't ever back down from reaching these goals, no matter how high they may seem. These are our days that we've been given. Who knows when they'll be taken away? Go live your lives, share your time with others. Don't let anything stand in your way. Kick those old habits and don't be afraid to make up for any lost time. Spend time with your loved ones. Lend your ear to others. Don't leave any regrets behind. Don't back down from what you believe in just to fit in with the crowd. Stand up for the weak and always remember you have every right to feel proud. Sitting here this very evening, so happy yet somewhat sad. No matter what the future brings, we'll never forget all the good times we had. Reflect on who you are and who you want to be. Look at these upcoming years as a brand new opportunity. You've proved that you can make it through as you sit here on stage tonight. As graduates of the class of '05, we all have bright futures in sight. I leave you with these last words before we part and go our own ways. Take pride in who you are and remember that these will always be our days. Our next speaker is Catherine Bazella, our valedictorian.
Good evening. This week, I tried to think of one word or phrase that would describe this class that I'm so proud to be a part of. And it was a challenge because there isn't just one category that we fall into. We are scholars, we are artists, we are actors, we are musicians, athletes, filmmakers, sons, daughters, and siblings. Each of us has his or her own unique talents and abilities that we bring to the collective group. Tonight, we are graduating from Douglas High School, every one of us reflecting diverse experiences, interests, and memories. But the one attribute that unites us all is that we are passionate. We are passionate about everything we undertake. We are first passionate about ourselves. We design standards that are specific for our individual dreams, and we strive with all our might to accomplish them. From scoring goals on the athletic field to scoring points in math competitions, our unique hobbies and interests are pursued with fervor. We are passionate about our school. We understand that being involved is beneficial to both us and the community. We rally behind our successful athletic teams, attend award-winning band concerts, and enjoy fantastic theatrical productions, not to mention that many of us are members of these great organizations. We try to set positive examples for the underclassmen who are watching us both when we succeed and when we fall and pick ourselves up again. We are passionate about our country. We engage ourselves in heated debates about politics and world policies, and realize that the thoughts we formulate through discussion can change the world. We know we have a voice among the sea of millions of Americans, and that we can make a difference outside of Douglas. Most importantly, we are passionate about each other. We are always there, supporting, encouraging, lending a helping hand, or offering a shoulder to cry on. We use our passion to encourage others to reach their dreams and to help bring out the best in those around us. We are there to pick people up when they are struggling or to congratulate them when they have attained success. And now is certainly a time for congratulations. Graduation, the reason we're all here this evening. As we each receive our diplomas, we will silently celebrate the attainment of this milestone in our lives and smile because we made it through, together, with passion. On behalf of our entire class, I would like to thank all the parents, family members, friends, and faculty here tonight who have been our inspirations, have set the examples for us, and have shared their passions with us, teaching us over the course of many years how to serve others with our gifts. To my classmates, thank you for the experiences you've given me, and mainly for inspiring me to reach higher when I didn't measure up to the standards we've set. I will always remember each of you for the passion you have shared with me, and I encourage you to bring it with you wherever your travels take you, and I'm confident that you will. I'm certain when this class leaves Douglas High School, we will venture out into the world, continuing to inspire others with our individual passions. I know that each of our paths will lead to success. We will do big things, and we will make a difference, because we do everything with passion. Thank you. Our next speaker will bear our salutatorian, Elizabeth Norberg.
Today began as any other day. I woke up, took a shower, got dressed, and had a bowl of cereal. Except that today is not a regular day. Today is the day we have anticipated for 4 long years, the day we take one more step forward in our journeys of life. And for each of us, it's a step that is taken as an individual, standing alone, but supported by the lessons and people who have touched our lives. Today is the day that we graduate from high school. These past 4 years have come and gone so quickly for some, and not quickly enough for others. I think most would agree, however, that we are at a crossroads, a point in our young lives where we must make choices, leave things behind, open new doors, and move on. What we take with us, however, is ultimately up to us. I am here this evening to encourage each and every one of you to remember DHS and the lessons you have learned here, the friends you have made, the bonds you have formed, and the memories you hold in your hearts. In the future, do not forget the individuals who have helped you to become the people you are today. Remember those important lessons we have learned that cannot be found in textbooks, those lessons that apply to every aspect of life. We learned not to take things too seriously and to have fun, from the beloved Mr. Brown jokes and trips to Riverside, Salem Village, and Six Flags. I'll never forget the antics on the Disney trip, or all the lip syncs, skits, hypnotists, and magic tricks. Laugh it up, smile like you mean it, and stay young at heart.